Yeah, just put the lever over there. Anyways, welcome to chapter 29. 29, really.
Apparently, Rupert Tiddleton is still in production, even though I mentioned it several chapters and therefore several months ago.
Everywhere around Jack Link. Yeah, we're just going to ignore that part of the comment. And the good Terminator. You know, from what I've heard, he's just having a hard time trying to get the guest star. So I've
How
heard.
do I get OBS to work?
What does this button do? Oh,
Why
that's
isn't
recording.
Audacity working on his end? Shut up.
Unfortunately, he couldn't join us today for today's commentary, but I digress. Everywhere around Jack Link and the good Terminator, there was evil killer Terminator sent from the Vulture to killer Jack Link. Now it was Tim for the great battles. 7000.M and Amazon and to Devil Terminator and second T800 from the Forest Temple and the Necromancer Terminator. We're all advancing on Jack Link and the good Terminator. Devil
Terminator and attacked good Terminator. One-on-one Terminator versus Terminator. And it was a badass. But who would win? It was the Terminator Devil versus the Terminator Hero. Then, Z1000.M and Jack Link fought one-on-one as well. Will the Amazon was the firing on both Jack Link and Good Terminator from a vantage point like a sniper. The Amazon was fearing rocket bullets, so it was maker the metal very risky. The second T800 was also firing balsting dual miniguns, and the Necromancer was summoning undead Terminator.
The good Terminator was the ultimate killing machine, but so were over Terminators, and while good Terminator could take one of them down by himself, and so could Jack Link, there was 6 of 10. Yeah, you ponder that one for a second.
I'm 9 and 20.
So, against 2 Terminators, Jack and good Terminator might be able to hand them themselves, but against 6, it was more of a challenge. They managed... maybe. I think we're giving them too much credit.
To get some victories by bolstering the Amazon of the Rock with a well-timed blast and blowing up the second Terminator and more. But when they killed the Necromancer Terminator, brought them back to life. If they had an army,
I think you meant an Amy.
Fight them all.
If they had an Amy.
If they had an Amy Long, they might be able to. Sometimes the brain corrects it for you.
I know.
Fight them all. But they could cold will repel your attacks. But luckily, Jack Link has a great deal of battle experience. And while my cat doesn't like me doing this, he is hardcore goy that likes to live in the moment.
The moment.
And cold weapons and such. He also has learned some strats. Aslo, the good Terminator.
That's his full name.
To understand. I am not programmed to understand this. And use tactics. So this would give them an age. But the evil Terminators were also gamed to do the same.
Oh. Bad time to switch to me. I have a case of the hiccups after hearing you read that.
So now it was locking, like they were be might to beat, and the Vulture would be changed for the Rust, which would be Bead, and no, be very God. But just as this moment was taking place, and it looked like Al was lost moment, the good Terminator has scanned the rock area and found a shelter. The doors to an old temple forgot by Huma Horace.
Thank you. I caught my breath. So Jack Link and good Terminator ran for that shelter, all 4 of them, while giving covering fire. Then, loked to Dars to keep the evil Terminators out. This was a god strat for now, but how long would it last? Jack Link explored the temple as good Terminator locked at attack points and set up defenses. Jack Link saw as he went around that this pulse was full of H.R. Geiger-style stoof and was real wield. Jack Link also found that there was faces in the walls and strange altars to evil. The strat now was to stage attacks against the evil Terminators. That's a new one. And use the temple as a fortress, and then get loads of attacks against them. They were getting some god hits. He really has a god complex in this one. On them. But then, the Terminator started bombarding the pulse with plasma shells that did damage to the temple and other things, stuff. But then there was a beam and flash which hit into temple itself, and it locked like an evil Terminator.
Look close.
Yeah, he's been consistently
He
writing.
consistently spells like that.
Yeah, like and locked. Like it's deliberate. He knows we're getting to the end, so he's just trying to see if we're on our toes here. Terminator might be coming back to estimate. Jack Link while he is in the temple hideout. Sorry, I stroked out for a second. But it turned out to be Sentina!
It shroomed out.
It shrewd.
But it shroomed out. Oh, what a fucking shame.
If it wasn't for the fact that we were 29 chapters in and not accustomed to his writing, I don't even know if you would glean that's what he meant. Jack Link, I have been sent back from the Vulture to give you the support you need to destroy these evil Terminators. And Jack Link said, that is cool. But how do we do this when that Necromaster is in an Ultra mode and then bring him back?
It's simple, Jack Link. We must activate the ancient machine that is buried in the building, and it was built by the Akonets. That will fight them, and also draw the forces of Skynet away from us, so that we can begin that final assault, Sentina stated.
So, the final assault being soon, but way? Asked Jack Link. But way indeed. I'm assuming, yep. Ganon and Skynet have begun their invasion on Mass Sackle and have launched many megatons and trillions nuke wargames.
Pounds! Imagine dropping a nuke at Kakariko.
Anti-missile have shotted them down, but not all of them. There is also force fields that can stop the blast, but we don't know how long they will hold. Exclaimed Sentina.
An ancient machine was activated and brought to life. Engage, fight the enemy, sad, and began the ultimate assault on the enemy.
Yeah, I'm sad too.
How are you wasting words?
I'm very sad. I have to check something.
What if you write to the program that autocorrects correctly spelled words to new incorrect?
So he made anti-autocorrect where it purposely spells the words wrong?
Autocorrect is it's consistently, the misspells are consistent.
Yeah, he might have changed it so that it prefers to spell it that way, yeah. So now, Jack Link and the Good Terminator, Sentina, cold mob out and take final assault on the Terminators. Then Jack Link was in the real war zone now. The Hylian resistance against the Terminator domination was in full force. That line meant nothing. There is no meat to this whole story. The lands were the ash, and smoke and terror was nothing. See? Told you, it's nothing. But Terminator and Hylian armies fighting each over and destroying each over.
He could not even tell where in Hyrule he was.
Oh, that's great. That means he doesn't have to describe it.
Yeah. In the trenches, we got something. Whilst under fire by Terminator armies and Goliath, fucking war dog, a guy greeted Jack Link. Jack Link, it's a good job you got here. We're going through hell on all sides. Could be anyone. The guy said and spat out some tobacco. He was chewing, and he was wearing an eye patch and had many scares. He's a frightened guy.
He's very terrified.
Jack Link said, "Where is this?" And the guy answered, Korai Village, or what used to be it since the Terminators invaded and destroyed the magic here. And here. Without that, the owl had to grow up quick. Oh, it's the fucking... Okay.
Yeah, it took me a minute to realize.
Stupid.
You did call this.
Was no longer a pansy fairy boy, but was now a badass, but at whacked coast. Oh no! The name's General Milo, and we are making an assault on the Hermes now, he said, and sent another wave of traps to attack Terminator Tackens.
Okay, hold on. Quick pause. I know he meant Mido or Mido. You know, we always can debate the pronunciation, but he turned out to be Milo. So
Oh, I don't even remember if it was Milo or Mito or whatever.
I knew what he meant, but this is his own version.
The fucking core I had to grow up. It's so. Thanks, sorry.
I do want you to know though that you did predict earlier that this would happen. Although I don't think we were expecting Korai Village. Horrible spelling. Damn, that is Ruth, said Jack Link. Ruth is somewhere. And the
okay, if people call charisma Riz, then like at some point they're gonna be saying like for ruthless savage stuff.
Yeah,
this is
ahead of the curve here, definitely. And the priestess, sure, was captured in the spirit temple. Came up. I don't remember this. Yeah, Ruth it is. We're gonna adopt that. Next vampire skunk, we're gonna drop Ruth casually. I've offered to join as a mage assistant in the battle, but this is a war we cannot win. The Terminators don't sleep or eat or tire, they just kill and kill. It seems that Ganon was only playing around, and now he and Skynet are serious, she say. Then, there was a message. By who? I'm not sure.
Oh god, no!
Good goddesses, they just knew Terminator! You called it! You call him a Majora's Mask reference. Got it. 100 triloton nukes! Oh, that's her talking?
Fucking wasteful.
She said, whoops. And then everyone bitch in the comments that I used the wrong voice. A Goliath tank was attacked. Chair Postion. Jack Link, you need to go to Ganon's tower now! You have the sages! There is no a moment to lose, or all of Hyrule will be dead, and then we would be all replaced with machines! Oh, this is General Milo talking?
That's the stakes of the story then, okay.
Okay. A little late.
We really don't understand the lore, right? Like, we don't understand
no.
why Ganon teamed up with Terminator. Like,
not really. It was just established.
Actually is, and then,
in the beginning of the story, it's just kind of like, oh, here you go. They're just hanging out.
in the end, it's just ha ha.
Ah, you are, yeah. So, after 29 chapters, it was time to make assault on the Terminator command centers in the various places. First, Jack Link had to lead an army of these tropps, which used to be...
I'm not letting that go. He really could have just cut to this, like, 27 chapters.
Yeah, this did not need to be a 32-chapter epic, but he decided it did.
This is his brother's fault.
Who used to be stupid fairy kids, but were now hearted warrioros. So they led... Warriors. They led through the trenches, blowing up tanks and fighting Terminators. Many of them died. That's great. But, oh, look, but it did not meet her, because this is for Fredman. This is for Fredman. You couldn't spell freedom wrong if you tried.
They had been supplied with special weapons for fighting against Terminators. But was it not? The rebels we gaving, recovering from their own tanks and helicopters. Soon they were attacking the command center. Well, no, that's how they supposed to say it, right? We live like kings now, Milo said, and they started looting and drinking. You have all changed a lot, said Jack Link. Not kids anymore, and we don't have magic, so we are now Vikings. Our beast hobbies are not fairy anymore, but burning monsters and killing, General Milo said, and Jack Link said, that sounds cool. Now let's raid some over command centers.
So, not only did their characters change, their ability to speak coherently also changed. Interesting. But then more Terminators were coming from outside, and they were coming to take back what was Terps. Jack Link, you cannot take out all the Terminators. I'm afraid there's only one way to do this. Take part in the final assault on Ganon's headquarters. All the armies are joining for the assault on Ganon and Skynet, General Milo said. So, it was decided, and there Jack Link marched with the Vakari. What? And met the Zora and Gorons and Hylians and Guerdo armies. So you made sure to get all the other ones right, but whatever. To make the
Vakari.
Well, I assume he meant the Kokiri because he said it wrong like 5 times this chapter.
There's a V.
I know, but you still can't get Gerudo.
V is not even close to K on the keyboard.
The Goron general was Big Goron, and his rock brothers were ready to attack the enemy. The Zora general was the Zora king himself, and all those Zora women Jack Link slept with were now badass warrior women. All right, I'm here for it. The Hylian general is General Malin. Great, we brought her back. Who made her art of racing animals to the art of war. What a line. The Guerdo general was the Guerdo Queen, and all her Amazons warriors were there to fight.
Oh my god, this is super catchy here.
This is a...
But now it was time for Jack Link to face Ganon and Skynet for real in the final battle. But freeze. Did he kill Evil Terminator already? Because in the beginning it was Evil Terminator, but now Skynet seems to be a stand-in for the Terminator side of the fight. Whatever. Even with his armies, it will not be easy, and will in-face be really hard. The army is assembled and charged, taking trench after trench, and command center after command center, until they were at the black gates of Ganon's realm. Or was it Skynet who controlled Ganon? Okay, what? He's not. Why is he throwing this wrench into it? Or was it Skynet who controlled and Ganon just a slave?
I bet we won't get answers or resolution for that. Then, from the gates, a T-1000 came. You cannot win, fools. This is hopeless. This was just a side force you have been fighting. You stand no chance against the combined forces of the Terminators and Ganon's Dark Army. A single T-800 has more skill than 100 of you, and that is not thinking of the more advanced Madas. Accept it, the Vulture belongs to machines and demons, not to mortals of flesh and blood. The T-1000 busted. But Jack Link did not car. I would like to test Theo, would you? And all the overgenerals joined in jeering this speech. If anyone could tell me what that means, by all means. So, it was clear they would not surrender. The main battle was going to happen because the writer wanted it. But then Jack Link was ARP-coned by the Twilight General. Who? The Terminators have invaded our realm as well, and they plan to blow it up with a giant nanometer bone. And so, we have worked on Ultra Jets that we believe are Vulture of air combat, though they have never been tested. But we want you, Jack Link, to be part of the test runs attack on the enemy. It would get to Ganon Cased It, where we believe that you can kill Ganon and Skynet for good. But Jack Link wanted to fight in the final battle, as that would be so epic.
He's such a bitch. Like, he had plenty of fucking fighting adventures up to this point.
Here's the clear-cut solution that will save the day. Not cool enough. And that basically it could end right here, but he's not letting it because he wants to.
I want fire paint.
Yeah, it's the same energy of I don't want a fairy, bro. So he's gonna keep the plot going.
You have her to have a fairy.
This story will only have a happy ending if it turns out he ends up like destroying both sides. I would like that.
Plenty of time. This ends with an orgy. Okay, like we know it.
We know it ends with an orgy, but how do we get to the orgy is the question. A question you should ever want answered. And
how do we get to the orgy?
How do we get to the orgy?
I'm just imagining like Ocarina of Time Link going up to a sign and like the fucking sound effect. This way to orgy.
Oh, if I wasn't such a lazy bastard, I'd edit that. It's good though. Also, wanted to fight side by side with the people he had met. Oh, don't try to give this some kind of emotional payoff. But that good Terminator took Jack Link aside on Broke the Truth. And I just broke my spine. Victory is impossible. These armies are going out there to die. The only way we win is if Skynet is destroyed and Ganon slain. Jack Link, you must do this, or we're all screwed, added Nook.
Look.
Shout out to,
He did nothing in this fucking story.
I almost forgot Nook was even a pivotal character. But you know what?
He did nothing in this story. Like, I think once they actually just snapped and, like, just get on with the plot.
I will say, Nook, I appreciate you having the only line that was written correctly. I mean, the punctuation can use some work, but... So, Jack Link now had to pilot the Ultra Jet and attack the Skynet headquarters, where the two destroy the evil with the power of evil. This was while he was being attacked by Terminator jets, which we have established as a thing starting right now, and also had to destroy some Goliath tanks with mistletoe. He did that on purpose. You can't tell me he didn't. Then the main fight came. Oh, really? And the armies of demons and Terminators charged at the forces of good. How many would live? How many will die?
Then, swarms of Terminator jets came and attacked, and Jack Link had to dogfight, doing loopy lops. Just take over. You just take over.
Loopy Lops. Yeah, I'd quit after Loopy Lops too, you know. And Bartley rolls to doge attacks, and then take them from behind to destroy them. The Twilight pilots were also taking some of the jets down themselves, but some wearing being shot down in flames themselves, and Mora. Then it would be liked, as opposed to disliked, because the Terminators had pinpoint accuracy. Then a giant robot came and attacked with meek force, fring insane lasers, and Jack Link had to fire at its weakness to do critical damage. He soon destroyed it. Back had to
Is he playing Persona right now?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing. What? Where am I? Should I be working on something else, like, I don't know, a live show?
Where's the guest? Doesn't he have a car?
Had to land because of damage to the jet. He landed stight on Ganon's doorstep and got the drop on some evil demons, who were one skeleton horseback, killing them.
You don't even have the Giant's mask, and even
if you did, attacking Terkeys. He then raided the front door and fort Terminators with Ultra Guns, and they fire back with their own Ultra Guns. Are they really Ultra if everyone has them? Whatever. He managed to get Cover and kill them, but then they were resurrected, and terror before him were the Terminators that came back in time to destroy him. And they all still lived. 7000.M and Amazon, and to Devil Terminator, and Second T-800 from the Forest Temple, and the Necromancer Terminator. What happens next, find out later. To be counted. Sorry, counted.
Be continued. And then what's the next chapter? Do we start Endgame?
Well, let's see how long it is.
Endgame Part 1. And it's short.
It's actually mercifully short next time.
We'll marathon it. I probably should have mentioned, I'm at work.
Oh.